Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to read a story called Tornado Drill. Please get started by writing your name and today's date up at the top of your paper. Please pause the video and do that now. I'm going to read the story to you called Tornado Drill. When we're done reading, we're going to be looking for evidence in the text and highlighting it using 3 different colored crayons. You will need the color green, purple, yellow. Please pause the video and go get a green, purple, and yellow crayon. Now that you have your materials, you're going to set your crayons down on the floor or down on your desk because you don't need them for the listening part. I'm going to read the story to you, and then we're done, you can pick up your crayons to answer the questions. Tornado Drill. Please follow along as I read out loud to you. Beep, beep. Mrs. Clark and the students rushed into the hallway. No one talked. Mrs. Clark's students knew what to do. They crouched on their knees. They put their hands over their heads. Mrs. Clark counted her students. Everyone was there. Outside, they could hear loud wind. The rain was falling fast. The wind grew louder and louder. Mrs. Clark's 3rd graders kept their hands over their heads. At last, the loud sound of the wind stopped. Now, all they could hear was the pitter-patter of rain on the roof. They were safe. That was a very tiny tornado, class. We were safe because you did just what we practiced during our drills, Mrs. Clark said. She was very proud of her students. Now let's read and look back. Use a green crayon to highlight what Mrs. Clark's students did when they heard the beeping noise. Go back in the text where it says beep, beep, and read around this section to find what they did when they heard the beeping noise. Check this box when you're done. Pause the video and do that now. Okay, now you'll use a purple crayon to highlight the text that describes the wind the students could hear outside. Remember, when you're describing something, it's an adjective. So with your purple crayon, you'll need to find the section of the story that talks about the wind. So you're going to look for the word wind. Oh, there's the word wind. Read around this section and highlight with a purple crayon how the wind was described. Maybe it was what it sounded like, what they heard, what they saw. When you're done, check this box and pause the video. Now use a yellow crayon to highlight how Mrs. Clark felt about her students at the end of the story. Use a yellow crayon and look back in the text about how Mrs. Clark felt. So you'll need to look at the end of the story and highlight the words describing how she felt about her students. When you're done, check this box off. Pause the video and do that now. Last, you'll need your pencil to read and respond. On the lines at the bottom, answer this question. Why are tornado drills so important? Don't forget to use your very best handwriting, a capital letter to start, and punctuation at the end.